My friend, before we begin this incredible story, make sure to hit that subscribe button and join our growing community of collectors and history lovers. Every week, we uncover hidden treasures and forgotten coins that could be sitting right in your drawer, waiting to surprise you with their true worth. So subscribe now, because today's story is going to take you deep into the world of South African coins. And trust me, you won't want to miss what I'm about to tell you. Now imagine this. You're sorting through some old change, maybe from a trip years ago, maybe something a friend gave you, and your fingers stop on a small bronze-colored coin. It's light, just 20 cents, dated 2018, and from South Africa. At first glance, it looks simple enough, a coin like many others, worn a bit by time, but holding something that whispers of a story. You might think it's worth just a few cents, but what if I told you that this tiny piece of metal could be worth thousands today? And not just because it's old, but because of what it represents, what it carries, and how rare some of its variations have become. The South African 20-cent coin of 2018 is more than currency. It's a symbol of a country balancing its rich past and modern identity. Minted under the South African Mint, this coin was part of the ongoing series featuring the national coat of arms and distinct designs that celebrate the beauty of South African flora. On one side, you'll find the elegant protea flower, the national symbol of South Africa, standing proud and strong, a reminder of resilience and natural beauty. And on the other side, the national coat of arms sits at the center, with the words South Africa written in both English and one of the other official languages, depending on the minting variation. Now, if you've ever held one of these coins, you know the feeling. It's not heavy, but it feels solid, purposeful. It's made mostly of bronze-plated steel, giving it that warm golden tone. The edges are smooth, the design crisp. For most people, this was just pocket change. But for a collector, each tiny detail matters. The shine, the strike, the alignment, even the minting error that might escape the naked eye. What makes the 2018 20-cent coin stand out isn't just its look. It's what happened during that year at the South African Mint. Some batches of coins came out with slight imperfections, double strikes, off-center impressions, or faint misalignments that gave collectors something to hunt for. In the world of coin collecting, these imperfections turn an ordinary coin into a masterpiece of rarity. And when collectors start to realize just how few of those rare coins exist, the value begins to climb. Think about this. A coin that once bought you a suite or a bus ticket can now fetch more than most people earn in a month, sometimes even more than a year's salary in certain parts of the world. It's not just about the metal. It's about the story, the hunt, and the pride of owning something others might never find. Every scratch tells a tale of time, of hands it passed through, and of history preserved in its smallest form. For the generation that grew up valuing hard work, respect, and the simple joy of holding something real, not digital, not fleeting. Coins like this hold a special meaning. They're reminders of the times when money felt tangible, when every cent mattered, and when the jingling of coins in your pocket meant more than a bank notification ever could. That's why collectors, especially those who remember those days, are so passionate about finding and preserving these pieces. Now, let me tell you a little secret about why the 2018 South African 20-cent coin has drawn so much attention. There are reports that a very small number of these coins were struck with a different die alignment, a production detail that makes them unique. These error coins, as they're called, are highly sought after. They're not just rare, they're almost one of a kind. A single difference in the striking process turns an everyday coin into a collector's dream. And here's the thing. Most people who own them have no idea what they're holding. They might toss them into a jar or spend them at a store, never realizing they just handed over something that could change hands in a collector's auction for an unbelievable amount. It's the kind of story that keeps coin enthusiasts up at night, searching, checking, comparing, hoping to find that one elusive coin. But beyond the money, there's the deeper connection. Each coin carries a piece of history, the craftsmanship of the mint workers, the symbolism of the national emblem, the pride of a nation stamped into metal. For those of you who've lived through decades of change, who've seen currencies rise and fall, wars end and begin, and technology reshape our world, a coin like this is more than a collectible. It's a link to the past, a small but powerful reminder that value isn't always about size or weight. It's about meaning, rarity, and the stories that endure. You know, many collectors start late in life. Maybe after retirement, maybe once the rush of daily work slows down, they find themselves drawn to things that hold memories, that tell stories. Coins have that magic. They let you hold time itself in your hand. And the beauty of it is that sometimes the simplest coins become the most valuable, not just in price, but in sentiment.so. If you ever come across a South African 20-cent coin from 2018, don't ignore it. Take a closer look. Check the design, the shine, the lettering. You might be holding a piece of art, a hidden treasure that only reveals its worth to the careful eye. Keep it safe, learn about it, and who knows, it might just be your lucky find. Now, before I tell you its current value, remember that rarity and condition are everything in coin collecting. A circulated coin might be worth a few dollars, but a mint condition specimen, especially one with an error, can jump to extraordinary heights. And yes, there have been collectors and dealers who've placed this specific coin, the rare 2018 South Africa 20 cents with distinct striking variations, at a stunning value.so. Are you ready for it? This little 20-cent coin, when found in pristine or error condition, has been valued by collectors at around $3,000. That's right, $3,000 for a coin that once carried the power of 20 cents. Before we begin, make sure you hit that subscribe button and join our growing family of collectors and history lovers. Every week, we uncover the hidden stories behind ordinary coins that could be sitting in your pocket right now, waiting to change your life. You don't want to miss what's coming next. Now, let me take you on a short journey. Imagine this. You're holding a coin in your hand. It's small, smooth, slightly worn from years of passing through different hands. The color has faded a bit, but the design still shines through. It's a 20-cent coin, minted in South Africa in the year 2010. At first glance, it looks like just another piece of change, something you might find at the bottom of an old wallet or tucked away in a forgotten drawer. But what if I told you this simple coin has a story that connects to a nation's pride, its natural beauty, and even its economy? And what if I told you that one particular version of this coin has been valued at an incredible $27,000? Let's start with where it all began. The 20-cent coin of South Africa carries a symbol that every South African knows well, the protea flower. Known as the king protea, this bloom is more than just a plant. It's the national flower of South Africa, a symbol of diversity, resilience, and natural splendor. The designers of this coin wanted to capture that strength, to represent the country's journey through growth and transformation. Each petal seems to tell a story of endurance and rebirth, mirroring South Africa's own history. Back in 2010, South Africa was a nation filled with excitement and pride. The world's eyes were on it as it hosted one of the most watched events in history, the FIFA World Cup. For many, 2010 wasn't just a year of sports, but a year of national unity and optimism. It was a time when people believed in the country's potential and celebrated its achievements. The coins minted that year quietly became little time capsules of that moment. Small, metallic reminders of a proud chapter in the country's story. But here's where it gets interesting. You see, not all coins are created equal. While millions of 20-cent coins were produced in 2010, a handful of them came out with slight variations, small differences that most people wouldn't even notice. Maybe a minting error, maybe a difference in metal composition. Sometimes, these differences happen by accident. Sometimes, they are part of experimental batches that never reach circulation. Whatever the case, these rare variations are what collectors dream about. Over time, coin collectors, or numismatists, began to notice something unusual about a few of these 2010 20-cent coins. They looked slightly different under light, weighed a bit off, or carried markings that didn't match the official mint records. Some experts believe that these coins were part of a limited minting test. a trial that was never meant to enter public hands. Others argue they may have been produced at a time when the mint was experimenting with new dyes or materials. Whatever the reason, their rarity became undeniable, and that's when the whispers began. Collectors trading stories of how one such coin sold for thousands, then tens of thousands, as the demand grew. You see, for many collectors, a rare coin isn't just metal. It's a piece of human history. It's a fragment of a moment, frozen in time, telling the story of an era, a people, and their journey. Now, if you're someone who grew up in the 1960s or 70s, you probably remember a time when coins had more meaning. You could look at the designs and immediately recall an event or a leader. The coins we held as kids often became part of our memories. The change from a corner shop, the pocket full of coins for a bus ride, or that one coin you saved because it just looked different. The older we get, the more we realize that these small things hold more than just face value. They hold stories, emotions, and sometimes unexpected fortune. So, why does the 2010 South African 20-cent coin matter today? Because it reminds us that value isn't always visible. Sometimes it hides in plain sight, waiting for someone with the right eye or the right bit of luck to uncover it. It's about curiosity, patience, and a deep respect for history. Imagine finding one of these coins tucked inside an old tin, the edges dulled with age. You pick it up, turn it over, and suddenly, you realize that what you're holding could be worth more than a brand new car. That's the thrill of collecting. The chase, the discovery, the feeling that you've just uncovered a secret the world overlooked. And it's not just about money. For many collectors, the journey itself is the reward. They enjoy researching, learning about the mint marks, studying engravings, and tracing the history behind each coin. It's a form of time travel, holding a physical piece of the past while imagining the countless hands it passed through before reaching yours. If you've got old South African coins lying around, take a second look. Check the date. Look closely at the design, the edges, the shine. You never know what treasure you might be sitting on. Coins that seem ordinary to most can sometimes hold extraordinary value for the few who recognize their story. And as you hold that coin, think about how something so small can carry such weight, not just in metal, but in meaning. It's a reminder of craftsmanship, history, and the idea that beauty and value can come from the most unexpected places. So, before you toss that coin back into your change jar or spend it without a thought, take one more look. Because somewhere out there, hidden among the ordinary, there's a 2010 South African 20-cent coin that's anything but ordinary. One such coin, discovered and authenticated by experts, was valued at an incredible $27,000. Yes, you heard that right. $27,000 for a single 20-cent coin. That's the power of rarity, history, and a story that continues to captivate collectors across the world. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine holding something that most people treat as pocket change. A coin so ordinary that it slips unnoticed between fingers, get mixed up with other coins, tossed into jars, or lost under couch cushions. Now imagine that same coin turning out to be the key to a treasure so shocking it could rewrite what you thought you knew about value. This coin is from South Africa, minted in 2008. On the face side, you'll see the national coat of arms. There's lettering, the date 2008, the name of the country in multiple languages, and an inscription that sounds exotic. KE/0//key Isla Africa, alongside ALS. That's the work of the engraver Arthur Sutherland. On the reverse, the elegant King Protea flower blossoms, a design by Susan Erasmus, with the denomination clearly marked as 20C. The coin's composition is bronze-plated steel, a weight of about 3.5 grams, with a diameter of 19 millimeters and a thickness around 1.8 millimeters. The edges are reeded. It was produced by the South African Mint in Pretoria in 2008. The minting number for this coin was enormous, over 250 million pieces. Specifically, about 251,481,000 coins were made. Given that many, you might assume this coin is everywhere, that it couldn't possibly be rare, that it couldn't possibly command more than its face value. For most wear and tear coins, you'd be right. But every so often something unexpected happens. Condition becomes everything. The difference between one of these that's circulated, battered, scratched, smeared with grime, and one that's been preserved in perfect condition shines brighter than gold in a collector's eye. Most of these are found in average condition, scraped, nicked, dulled, but a few exist in almost pristine state. Uncirculated, flawless, making the light bounce off them just right. Those few carry power, then there's demand. Coin collectors, especially those who specialize in African numismatics, keep a sharp eye out for examples that defy time. Coins that look fresh, that bear no signs of heavy use, that retain every detail of the artwork, petals of the protea, sharpness in the coat of arms, all the letters crisp and unblurry. Those coins become prized. The design itself adds to the appeal. The King Protea flower isn't just pretty. It is the national flower of South Africa, recognized for its size, its shape, its symbolism. That flower has been featured across several coin series, but here in 2008, its depiction is especially vivid. On the other side, the coat of arms represents unity, heritage, history. The multi-language inscription reminds us of the diversity of South Africa. All of this gives the coin cultural weight. Contrast the widespread circulation and high mintage with just how rare it is to find one that looks new. Most people have seen these coins. Most may have handled many. Hardly anybody has held one that makes you gasp. Collectors often search in sealed packages, old collections, mint sets, sometimes even stores of uncirculated stock, hoping to uncover one. Every once in a while they do. When a specimen of this coin appears in prime condition, it stands out. It becomes more than metal and design. It becomes a talking point, a centerpiece, something that commands attention in collectors' galleries. Auctions, private sales, coin fairs, wherever such a coin appears, eyes lock on it, bids rise. People who know coins understand that value is not only about rarity, but about story. This coin's story, mass production, everyday usage, but surviving nonetheless in mint condition. The chance that one of those 250 million coins made it through without a scratch, without being bent, without losing its luster, that alone is remarkable. Think about the hands it might have passed through. Kids buying sweets, bus rides, markets, train stations, fading from grip to grip. That one coin, though, escaped all that. Hidden away, preserved, protected, until someone realized what it truly was. When collectors examine coins, they grade them. They scrutinize every detail. Is the protea's petal perfect or slightly worn? Is the coat of arms sharp or have the finer details? The shields, the tusks, the wheat. Lost clarity? Are the edges crisp? Is the lettering clean? Tiny gains in grade mean big jumps in price that TO find one fully uncirculated, with original luster, possibly even in its original packaging or mint sheet. That's what changes everything. That rarity of survival plus the desire of collectors drives value. It might surprise you. But despite the huge original mintage, in recent transactions this coin, a 2008 South African 20 cents in flawless, uncirculated condition, has been reported to sell for $8.2 million.